Yeah, so if you look at this video very well, you see what I was doing. Yeah, now this is the sand I want to use for the planting, and you see me trying to sort out the sand by picking out the dirt in the sand. So what I was doing here is that I pour part of the sand into the plate. The purpose of me pouring the sand is that I want to add a neat manure to it, what will serve as my manure as fertilizer. So what I was adding here is plantain peel. I've sliced the plantain peel into small pieces, so I put it in the middle of the sand. The purpose of doing this is that so that when it decay, it will serve as a nutrient to the apple, to serve as a nutrient to the apple. So that is why I put it at the middle, so the nutrient, the apple can easily tap from the nutrient of it once it start decaying. So now I return the sand back to it. So now the sand is arranged. Let's move to the apple itself. So the seed apple of the apple, the sprouted one. What happened here is that I've put the seed into the fridge. So the process is called the process of the process is the process of breaking the dormancy of the apple. The dormancy is that the apple seed has believes that they only thrive in a cold weather. So for that apple to survive here, I need to put it inside the fridge. So what happened is that I actually place the apple seed in the fridge. So normally the breaking the dormancy take up to 2 weeks to 6 weeks, sometime 1 month, before you are able to break the dormancy, before the seed starts sprouting, before it started bringing out fruit. So but fortunately this one only take 2 weeks. It's not even up to 2 weeks. I guess the apple before the apple is being eaten, before I get the seed, it has been kept in the fridge before, so it make the dormancy not to take long. So it only take like 2 weeks for me to break the dormancy to be activated. So you can see that the seed has started sprouting. I tell you that it only takes 2 weeks for this seed to sprout, and in some cases it might have to take a month. And I have a lot of sprouted ones. I have so many sprouted ones. I have 8 that I have here. We'll give it a count. I have 8 that sprout from this. So now let's give it a count. These are the sprouted one. Say I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I have 7. I have one additional one. I know that make it 8. One additional one make it 8. So I have 8 sprouted one. So what I did back to the remaining one is that I return it back to the fridge. You can see the way I prepare it. I kept it in the tissue paper. Then I put a small water on it just to make it moisture. Then you keep it in the fridge for it to be active, for it to break the dormancy, which I told you that it would take up to 2 weeks to 6 weeks. But for this one that I'm planting, it only take 2 weeks. So I can tell you that it's possible for us to grow apple here in Nigeria. Although this is not the first time I'm making the attempt. The first attempt I grow the thing has grown to like 6, like up to like 2 feet height. It has grown to like 2 feet high. Let's say from the toe of the leg to the elbow to the ankle of the leg, so to the knee of the leg, so it has grown to like 2 feet. But I discovered that the thing stopped growing at a particular time. The growth was not so well again, so I decided to dig the root and look at what happened to it. I discovered there was a stone underneath the root, so when I replanted it back, it stopped growing. But I've discovered how to plant it, of which I'll be updating you in the next video when I'll be transplanting it. So I'll be keeping this here in this plastic here for 1 month, for 3 weeks to 1 month. I'll be keeping it here for period of 3 weeks or 1 month. Will depend on the growth, but I will keep you posted on the development. So what I did here is that I make hole into the sand, then little hole, not a very deep hole, little hole. I make a little hole into the sand. I make a little hole into the sand. Then I put the sprouted seed. So I put the sprouted seed into it. The sprouted seed. So you can see that the hole is not deep. You can see the seed. You look at it, that you can see the seed of the apple showing. It means that it is not a very deep hole that I make use of. So like I've said earlier, you will see that the depth of the hole is not far. It's not up to half inch. The depth of the hole here is not up to half inch. That is just the tip of your finger, not more than the size of your nail if you are not keeping a long nail. So not more than the size of your nail, your fingernail. So that is what I did here. So I place all the seed there. Place all the seed there. Then I will put water. Okay, now you see I'm done with the setting of the seedling of the sprouted seed. Now I put water. I just use my hand to put the water. The reason why I can't just pour the water anyhow is that don't forget that the depth of the hole is not so deep, so that the sprouted seed will not fall sideways. So that is why you see me using my hand to adjust it, because I told you that the depth of the hole is not so deep. But don't forget, there's a hole underneath the plastic that I'm using here. I put hole underneath the plastic. The purpose of putting the hole is that so that the water will not be so much inside the plastic. If there's excess of water, it can drain off. If we don't put hole there for the excess of water to drain out, it can kill the seed. It can kill the sprouted seed. So be careful of that. And by the way, once you are done putting the water, ensure you cover the top of this plastic with a net. The purpose of it is that so that lizard or insect will not eat the sprouted one. I made a mistake in this video when I was doing this. So I discovered that one of the ants ate one of the sprouted seed, even though the one basically at the middle. So what I later did is that I used mosquito net to cover it. So I'll be providing you with updates on how it is. So this one particularly, you will see the growth. I did the planting inside this planting now is done on the 20th of November, on the 20th of November, night of 20th of November. I mean, on the 20th of November in the evening. I did it at the evening. That is why you see the video that is a little bit not clear. The video is recorded by night hour. Thank you so much. If you have enjoyed my video to this stage, please kindly give it a thumbs up. Please like, share and subscribe. God bless you. You can see that it is possible for us to grow apple here in Nigeria. Once we have a sprouted seed, then definitely the major challenge we face is how the seed can sprout. But there's a way for us to break the dormancy to make the seed sprout. So I want you to know that it is possible for us to grow apple here in Nigeria. So updates will be provided for you on how it is. But for this remaining seed, I'll be returning it back to the fridge to break the dormancy. Thank you. God bless you. Please like, share and subscribe.